Alright, so I finally felt the need to make a video on this to address this China controversy that LeBron has finally given his input into. So if you don't know, LeBron has just recently come out and said that Daryl Morey and his comments about China were uneducated. He was uneducated on the situation at hand. Now, if that doesn't make your brain hurt, then I don't know. I woke up this morning. I had a little bit of a headache already, but and that was from reading this last night. So, I'm a big NBA fan, and I'm a huge fan of basketball, not so much a fan of LeBron. LeBron, who is most well known for being more than an athlete. He likes to speak out on social issues, but only when they're in his own interests. He took to Twitter to call our president a bum for tweets that he made about the NBA, which is understandable. I think he has the right to voice his opinion, even though I don't think he was a basketball player or qualified to call the president a bum. Doesn't matter if you don't like the job he's doing. His job is a million times more important than your job, LeBron. And if you're actually going to be more than an athlete because you think you can speak out on social issues, well, this wouldn't have been the time to do it. You see, when I first saw that LeBron had broken his silence, one of the first players to actually speak up about this, I thought that I was going to have to praise LeBron, which I don't normally do because he doesn't do much that is noteworthy in that department. But he dropped the ball on this one completely, you know. It's completely hypocritical. Here's an old tweet where LeBron says, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Oh, that's interesting. So, it's just funny that when he spoke out about it, the first thing he mentioned was that there would be financial harm to people involved. Yeah, I wonder who those people are, LeBron. I wonder who they are. You're less than an athlete at this point, okay? Let's face it, you're 35. You couldn't even make the playoffs last year. You had to go get Anthony Davis. No excuses this year, by the way. But you're coming out, and you're not speaking out for your league and your players. And Daryl Morey, who has always said good things about you, he called you the best player of all time, which, again, Daryl Morey, I don't like him as a general manager, because all he uses is stats, and the stats don't back up basketball. But there's nothing wrong, in fact there's everything right with what he said. And the fact that you're standing by and you're allowing people in your own league to be silenced when they're speaking out on social issues, and you pretty much came up with the most tone deaf. LeBron is really the one who's uneducated on this situation. It's pretty obvious. It's when you come out and you call someone uneducated, that really means that you're calling them stupid. But LeBron, you are the one that's stupid. You are not more than an athlete. You are not, you're clearly a social justice warrior, but you're not social justice oriented when it comes down to actual rights being violated. The actual oppression and censorship and tyranny by the Chinese government. And you don't stand to lose anything. LeBron does not stand to lose anything from speaking out. They're not going to blackball LeBron. He's probably he's not the most iconic player. He's not the best player ever, but he does have the most impact socially within the NBA. He has a lot of political power within the power structure of basketball. So, if he actually spoke out with something positive, I think other players would speak out. He's not going to change the world. No one said that he's going to change the world. Again, he is really not more than an athlete. He's less than an athlete at this point. He can't even play a full season. But you're definitely not more than an athlete, okay? You could have spoken out. You're not going to lose any money because you're LeBron. You get away with everything. Anything he does, anything he says, he never gets. He's completely pampered. He's the most pampered superstar ever, especially by the media. But there's no way to defend his comments here. And if you're a LeBron fan and you can't see that, then you need to, get real. You're probably a little kid and you don't know anything about the world, and you probably don't know much about basketball either at this point. But yeah, no respect for LeBron on this issue. I don't ever want to hear that he's more than an athlete again, you know. It's not disrespecting him. You're less than an athlete at this point. Okay, you are not what you used to be, but you are definitely not more than that. Alright, when you have the chance to speak out about, actual injustice, and you just bow to China, you bow because you want Space Jam 2 to do so well in China, because that's the only people that are going to watch your movie, So it's just, it's sickening, really.